there. So therefore, we have to accommodate at least for the some of the few quality people to get into the committee. That is the thing. Then, like if we think that Vishaka is willing to come to the board next term, then there should be a way to accommodate those kind of people because they are skilled and they have done enough, and so therefore they don't need to go through the internship again. That's why my point is. But yes, that's up to the committee to decide.
Yes, I
Ananda,
think.
you also have a point. I'm not saying no. But Ananda, now your point was in the best case scenario.
Yes.
Agreed. There are brilliant people out there who have worked in other organizations, let's say even in other associations, or even actively within the NSSL, even as general members. You're talking about that. But sorry to say, when you go, and I'm sure you have experience as well, when you go across the board of associations and societies, it doesn't happen all the time. What you are saying sometimes is very rare. So generally, by rule of thumb and practice only, some of these rules have come into being for best effect. Now, let me tell you that in another association that I am, we have succession planning. Now, this is the opposite of what I myself proposed into the position. Now, Ananda's point is entirely against that practice, but to get good people. Now, earlier we spoke about the other side of it. There is no guarantee in either situation.
Yes, there is no.
There is no guarantee. However, we try to do it out of probability. So, what I'm saying is, we won't have the answer like instant noodles. Let's look at the history of the society, how it has worked, whom we have had. It's a good moment, a good junction to study all that. And let's say, okay, at the next meeting, the resolutions that carried, we agree. But then it's after again some digestion. Now, it doesn't mean that we are going to change it. So, that's the idea. Let's discuss it. Maybe we'll come back with the same.
Same. Now, we have worded it as one year term of council member or 1 year term of office bearer, Dr. Anand. Office bearer. If it is office bearer, that would be okay, but
Serve as a period of 2 years, one term. Serve as a period of 1 year.
1 year council member or 1 year office bearer.
I think
Council
it's a council member.
Yeah.
Council member.
If it is an office bearer, that would be okay. That is okay. When it comes to office bearer, that include past president, that will include any office bearer who has served early, but not the council member, just
More confusion. Now the Madam President, what will happen when we change actually the constitution, and it should be go through by some committee or something. Otherwise, the whole structure of the for that problem and whole structure get
yes,
confused.
that also.
Not confused.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
there are structured ways of going forward.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give some shape to what Damika is saying. To change the constitution, even to amend, is a big, that's a procedure. So we are only what we are saying is, as you said, appoint a committee to go through, present very early to the council. If the council is happy, okay, that it's business as usual, no problem. If you feel that resolutions have to be framed, that committee can bring the resolutions. You have two choices. One, have a special general meeting only for that purpose. Normally, special general meeting can't be for two purposes. It's for that specific purpose. And you say, okay, we are amending. If not, no problem. Or your second choice is bring the resolution to the next annual general meeting if it's not urgent. And if you are not changing, give the deliberations of the committee at the next meeting to say, we deliberated and we are quite happy with the way things are.
So that is about the president position,
Not only that, it's about the assistant, all, you can take all the constitutional amendments.
office bearer's position.
Office bearer, any other thing.
Or
One
constitution.
technical point is if you point the committee to revisit or to review the constitution, and let's say that the committee proposes certain things and the proposals come not as Visakha suggested, not at a special general meeting, but at the next annual general meeting, there will be problems.
Yes.
Let's say that we adopt that on that in that at that particular meeting, we cannot implement
General meeting.
not to confirm the minutes, but you have to prepare for that one, call in nominations and the things like that. So keep it in your mind, but having a committee to go through this, the present constitution and propose any minor or major amendments, it's a good idea. And regarding the president-elect, my personal opinion is it's a good idea. It's like giving the next person to take up the challenge. So it's like we in advance elect the person the next president. So everybody knows that
Knows
he's the
that
person.
he's trained.
Yeah, but it's a constitutionally elected or selected.
And you have to change the constitution even for that.
Yeah. For that you need to change it.
And I think Renuka raised a very valuable point that we don't wait until the next AGM. All amendments can come to an SGM. So you have it like, 6 months from now, 6 months before the next, and get it over and done with, because you will be very busy at the next AGM, because it's going to be a special AGM of 50th anniversary, right? Okay.
So that first item is not confirmed. We are carrying forward.
Confirmation of minutes.
It's already confirmed.
We are confirming the minutes.
Minutes are something happened and it was recorded. So we are not going to change what has happened earlier. So this is a matter arising from the minutes. So then you are going to take up this matter.
Here you have discussed. So it's now part of the live meeting. Matters are active.
So
Okay.
someone can suggest.
Can somebody propose it as correct? Dr. Dam. Correct. Office bearers. Not the secretary. Dr. Kumar.
Propose it.
Now confirm.
Now have we got the quorum? Because this
Yes.
meeting is
Enough.
important.
Enough.
I think we have
16
enough.
16 online.
16 online. 35 is our quorum. 35. 35 is our quorum. Online,
16.
16. We have here how many this month? 30. Yes. We have 16 here. Ne?
13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Item,
And all live members.
13, 14,
yes,
15, 16.
all life
All
members.
live members. Right?
Yes,
Are you all live members?
yes. We have sent all the invitations to the life members only, Visa.
Right. Okay. Then,
And we will get the report at the end of this part.
so 29 we have.
Here 15 and online 16.
16. So we
And
have
all
just
together
by one
31.
we have.
Yeah.
I think Davika is correct. I think the quorum is 25, no?
No, 30.
25 because.
But anyway, 31.
So we have to.
So the next item is a presentation of annual report by the joint secretaries.
Good afternoon to you all. Without taking much time, I'm going to present to you about the activities we carried out last year as an Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka. We have already sent this annual report to the general membership Google, as well as we have uploaded to the NSSL website as well. Let me start from the annual scientific sessions 2020. This was held on 25th and 26th January at Taj Samudra Hotel. And there were around 122 participants. And the theme was Translating Nutrition Research into Action Beyond 2020. And Mrs. Bhadrani Jayawardena, the Secretary of Ministry of Health, was the chief guest at that time. And keynote address was given by Professor Ajit Alvis on Feeding the Future and Technology. Professor T.W. Vikramanayake oration on the topic of overview of food and nutrition policies in Sri Lanka was delivered by Dr. Indra Thudave. And then presidential address on hunger and obesity in Sri Lanka, research gap and opportunities was delivered by Professor Anomai Chandrasekhara, past president of NSSL. And that time, the two panel lectures were delivered by key figures in the relevant fields, Mr. Dilip Jayavira as well as Professor Mahinda Abeyewardena. Further, there were 4 symposia, such as Standing on Your Own Feet, Functional Food and Nutraceuticals in Disease Prevention, Public Health Nutrition, Nutrition Research Challenges. This time, there were 6 oral presentations and 6 flags talks comprised of abstract about novel findings of the field of nutrition, and Mr. Roshan Dalbandar was the conference chairperson of annual sessions. Here with them briefing annual scientific sessions of 2020. Let's move into the activities carried out by NSSL during the period of 2020 and 2021. That this particular year we have 4 strategic areas. To do in-house strengthening and development of NSSL, to collaborate with the state and non-state stakeholders in activities, to disseminate knowledge and empower the general community and scientific community, and to promote research in the field to fill the identified gaps in knowledge. As we all experience, COVID makes a lot of difficulties to NSSL as well, but we maximize our activities. We try to utilize virtual platforms as well as other available opportunities to continue our activities. We arrange series of virtual public awareness events from experts, with the experts in the field of nutrition. Professor Terence Madhujit, Ms. Janaki Silva facilitated the series of awareness sessions, and Dr. Dhammika Senanayake was the coordinator of this event. Further, this year that we have started certificate course in sports nutrition with the Ministry of Education. Main objective of this training series was to make the sport coaches who newly recruited the Ministry of Education to aware about basic nutrition concept. That there was a lot of several facilitators, Dr. Anand Chandrasekhara, Dr. Dhammika Senanayake, Professor Renuka Silva, Professor Chandima Vikramathilaka, Professor Terence Madhujit, and Ms. Thamalni attended for this one, and nearly around 80 to 140 participants were attended for this certificate course in sport nutrition. Then this is one of key program in last year of NSSL, Nutrica Art Competition. The theme was Mindful Eating for a Healthy Nation. And in collaboration of Ministry of Education, we organized this event, and Atlas Axia Corporate sponsored for this event. That we conducted this event virtually, and we received more than 300 drawings, and that basically under 3 categories we conducted this competition, and that from each category we've selected first, second and third, and 10 merit places were given. These are some of the grade drawings we selected. Further to this certificate course for coaches, that virtual training program for national level athletics and coaches who attached to the Ministry of Sports in collaboration of Institute of Sport Medicine we conducted. And the main objective of this training was to aware participants about basic nutrition concept. There were 3 series of training programs, and same lectures same council members as well as life members supported for this program. This program was organized and coordinated by Dr. Dhammika Senanayake and moderated by Dr. Lal Ekanayake, the Director General of Institute of Sport Medicine. FOO granted us one consultancy for mainstreaming nutrition in the agriculture sector in Sri Lanka. Assignment 1 is advocacy, awareness and productive communication for changing nutrition status through the agriculture sector. The second one is mainstreaming nutrition in agriculture, strategy, implementation and service provision. For this consultancy, mainly coordinated by Professor Anomai Chandrasekhara, further Mr. Roshan Dalbandar and Ms. Vishaka Tilakaratne supported from the NSSL. Then Professor Chandima Vikramathilaka facilitated TV program named Veduduru Asapua on Hariday TV about healthy diet and nutrition on behalf of Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka. Further, we have given that Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka that facilitated series of community awareness sessions with Scaling Up Nutrition People's Forum. Dr. Champa Vijay Singh, Roshan Dalabandar and Chandima Vikramathilaka supported for this awareness program from the society. Further, we sign a kind of agreement, collaboration with Scaling Up Nutrition Peoples to conduct series of capacity building training for members from the civil society organizations in 7 districts, Mullaitivu, Kilinochchi, Trincomalee, Batticaloa, Puttalam, Vavuniya and Mannar. Mr. Miralan, who is the life member of the NSSL, and Ms. Joseph Kumar Thamanli from the council supported to carry out these training sessions in all these districts, and Sandamali coordinated with this event with the Scaling Up Nutrition People's Forum. And nutrition education program for women conducted by Professor Chandima Vikramathilaka as a resource person at the Sarodhi Women's Movement in Mathur. And further, this one, FAO granted, last year, FAO granted a consultancy on revising and upscaling the Sri Lankan food-based dietary guidelines. Actually, that last year we initiated this assignment and we have halfway done. And this year, basically what we did, that NSSL supported for the preparation of public awareness campaign with the support of public relations agency. This year, we developed new website for NSSL with the new, according to the new emerging requirement of the society, with the support of new software developer, we developed new website for NSSL. Further, this one, and during the COVID-19 pandemic time, we initiated several initiatives to improve public awareness on COVID-19 and messages related to health, hygiene, food usages during COVID-19 in all 3 languages published in our Facebook page. And we conducted assessment on nutritional status and perception on specific food product by elderly in Sri Lanka. This is a tri-party agreement between Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka, University of Sri Lanka and University of Aberdeen, UK on the project on improving the nutritional status of the elderly Sri Lankan using tailor-made and scientifically optimized dietary approaches. Then this year we received the membership of NCD Alliance, and Ms. Joseph Kumar Thamanli was appointed as the coordinator to represent NSSL in NCD Alliance Lanka. And Professor Chandima Vikramathilaka participated as a symposium speaker on micronutrients problem and stunting success factors and lessons learned in the 2nd International Symposium on Food and Nutrition organized by the Food and Nutrition Society of Indonesia representing NSSL. Further, this one, we revised the corporate membership criteria and developed the application and certificate for the corporate members. But we have we just developed this one, but we are going to present this one to the AGM and get the approval. And we developed 2 newsletters and shared among our general membership about the important aspect on nutrition. Further, this one, we got several initiatives to promote membership of NSSL, that we developed new promotional flyer and publish in our website as well as in the Facebook page, and try to maximize our membership. And I'm not going, yeah, anyway, that there are 2 awards for this year that NSL decided to grant 2 awards for this. And further, this one, we developed a guideline for the application of Professor C.C. Dilwa Memorial Lecture and Professor T.W. Vikramanayake Oration. We developed this guideline and publish in our website and as well as in our Facebook page. And we try to create e-repository on nutrition-related research publication. This is an ongoing project that some of the actions were taken but not completed yet. Some of that one activity completed by with the support of Faculty of Medicine, University of Ruhuna, was published in the International Journal of Food Safety and Food Quality. It was about outcome and accessibility of an educational intervention program on local foodborne disease and food safety behavior for food handlers and related sectors in Sri Lanka. This is published in the International Journal. These are the major activities we have completed last year with all these difficulties we face due to COVID-19. Let me give you that who joined last financial year as a life members. There were new 9 life members joined during the year 2020 and 21, and 2 annual members as well. Thank you very much. If you want to get more detail, that you can refer the annual report, which we have already shared in the general membership Google group as well as in our website. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandamali. Now I invite Mr. Mudit Dharmapriya, our treasurer, to present the treasurer's report for 2020.
Just a note, Sandima, I think it was very active, and even some of the activities you have done. Yeah, even we sometimes miss the emails, but my compliments. I think you all have tried to do things differently. It's colorful, and I think the Zoom, capacity building sessions are very welcome. So there are quite a number of activities. I think you should actually publicize this even more than go beyond the website and link up with other colleges and associations. Because Durita Fernando, who are esteemed members and presidents of the association, but maybe we can do it later on.
I also have a comment. I think that there should be a opportunity for the members to
Yes.
comment about the secretary's report. So while appreciating all what you have done, this difficult year, I'm a bit disappointed about the membership drive. So we usually get a lot of memberships, live memberships, but relatively few numbers. I suggest you to encourage, especially the young graduates or the suitable members, to get the membership of the society in this year. So especially since we are going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Nutrition Society, I hope that you need to get many people as the members.
Online members, if they have any queries regarding the annual report that we presented, can you please raise hand and we can give you the opportunity.
Regarding the membership, I'm very much concerned about this, the membership. I always feel that the people will get the membership if they feel that they get something back from the Nutrition Society. The number of members, that is a kind of indication of what they expect from the society. So better if you give some idea what kind of benefits they get, what kind of training, what kind of opportunities. So please have a special program to get many members in this year.
One online member is there, Dr. Manoj Liyanagi, I suppose, can see. Please express your views, any suggestions that you have.
And regarding Professor Renuka's one, actually, during a one council meeting, he decided actually wrote down the membership of the
As a resolution.
Yes. That, yes. Actually, we experienced few low number of life members joining during the last 2-3 years because we raised the membership fee. Even I was asking some of the consultants, when I say this is our life membership. Yes, please talk. Mute. Okay. So they say most of the time that is very high, 8,000 rupees. So we thought of reducing the one that will come as a resolution. So, shall we proceed with the treasurer's report?
Good afternoon, all of you. Dear members, as the Treasurer of the Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka 2021, I'd like to present the financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2020. So according to the final accounts prepared and certified by Sunil Gamage and Company, Chartered Accountants, I wish to bring a notice to following statements of income expenditure and also the statement of the financial position of the Nutrition Society in 2020. Actually, a copy of audit accounts with notes have been distributed among all members. And if any of you haven't received a copy, so please let us know. Actually, you can see during the year of our spending was almost identical to our income from the various sources. Please, you can see the page 1 statement of income versus expenditure. In TV, it's clear. I think here it's a little bit. You can show. You can read. Actually, we received an income of approximately 862,000 rupees made of registration fees, membership fees, donation and especially sponsorships from Asian Palm Oil Private Limited and Transmed Limited. Actually, there is a marked decrease in these income sources during the year, especially due to this COVID-19 pandemic situation we faced. So we purposely we didn't ask a lot of sponsorship from many companies because they were not in a position to sponsor because of the situation. And also we have decided to do this annual session online. So we couldn't ask any sponsorship from a lot of sponsors. Apart from the above, there are a balance amount remaining from the funds you can see received from various avenues such as sports nutrition program that we have conducted, and especially projects like food-based dietary guideline project and M&A project and SUN PF, scaling of nutrition that already mentioned by the secretary. So actually notes 1 to 6 in the statements of income and expenditure, the details were there. So actually I had to thank especially for Ms. Vishaka Tilakaratne for coordinating and facilitating funds for Nutrition Society through this food-based dietary guideline project. It's online, so ongoing project. Still, we'll be getting, I think, some more. And at the same time, I had to thank Professor Anoma for facilitating these M&A projects to get funds to the NSSL. As usual, associations made expenses during the year was for the annual session. And the cash and bank balance almost remain intact during the year, as our inflow and outflow was almost same during last year. Our cash position is healthy at the moment, as we have approximately 870,000 rupees in our bank account as at 31st December 2020. So in addition to annual session expenses, actually we didn't incur any other major expenses during 2020, as most of our expenses such as salaries for coordination and rentals were non-extensions for the year 2020. Because through Dr. Chandrasekhara, we got a good place for NSSL office, and total such expenses amount of the rupees 151,450. You can see that is we spent for all website expenses, new website development, annual website management fee, and some bank charges. Actually, I would say that we have ongoing two projects, MNA and food-based dietary guideline projects. We are auditing these projects separately to this accountant. So once we finish these projects, we'll be able to provide the audit reports for those separate projects. Thank you. Yes.
Now the treasurer's report is open for discussion. If online joint members, if they have queries, they can also raise hands.
As I can remember, in the last AGM or the previous one, somewhere a member suggested when certain events or projects are given, some details should be given in the budget or something like that. Am I correct, or somebody mentioned? Not the detail means now, for example,
Yeah.
this is sports nutrition project or Sun PF project.
Yeah.
Not the details, but
Yeah.
what kind of project or something, some description.
You
Yeah,
mean,
that description was given by secretary's
Secretaries.
presentation. I think she has mentioned
Also, I
about that.
want to know. Okay, now what is the nutrition society? It's good that you get this kind of project consultancies or something like that. Do you have a policy, written policy on this? The projects, at least how you handle the financial matters. Now, for example, in our universities or other institutions, they decide a particular percentage, say as overhead or something like that. Otherwise, if it is ad hoc arrangement, one day it might be difficult, but now initially, initial stages, this is okay, but there must be some policy or a procedure for handling such projects through Nutrition Society. But I see that Aberdeen project, no income. But from FBDG project, 98,000 something, and MNA project 74,000. So is this the percentage?
No, actually, sir, this is because this is only for the year 2020, but according to the letter of agreement of these particular projects like food-based dietary guidelines or MNA projects, they have clearly mentioned, actually before these projects, they have said letter of agreement to the Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka. So what we have done was we went through these letter of agreements. According to that, they clearly mentioned that out of these projects, we are giving 5% or 4% of to.
Now, just to add to that, Modi,
Yeah.
from the FPDG Sri Lanka,
Yeah.
finally they annexed some expenses for the government also. So, Renuka, it came to 15 point something million.
Yes.
From that, the allocation, the percentage to administration for the nutrition society is 450,000.
Beyond this.
So that is about.
Actually, that's all.
That's why I asked now.
Yeah.
So, for example, as Visakha mentioned, it's
Yes.
450,000, but here it's given as.
That is because it was
Yeah.
recovered after 31st
After,
December.
yeah, that is so we have
goes in the next
we have calculated for the year ended 31st December 2020.
Yes.
So in January first week also we got.
We got
One
the
of,
last
uh,
Then
installment.
it has to be mentioned. That is
Yeah.
why I
Yeah.
said that.
So that we can't mention here, sir, because this is
Yeah.
only for the 2020, no.
Yes.
So once we finish these projects, we are giving separate audit
Next
report
year,
for
the
yes, yeah,
2021 budget.
yeah, that is for the year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
But it's a very
But-
good question.
Yeah. So this anyway that this 98,750 is secured. It's
Secure.
already
Yeah.
in the account, and that will not be taken for by that the project implementation or something. That's
No.
that's the
And Modi, you recovered 300,000. No? So that
Yes,
is
yes,
58,000
plus 300,000.
2,000.
In January, we got 300,000.
Right.
But we have not mentioned, sir, because we prepared normally
Right,
statements for the,
I just
yeah.
worried, and also I suggest you
Yeah.
to have a not always having a kind of a ceiling or a kind, say 5% or 10%, something like that. You can flexible
Yeah.
on that, but there must be some little note on that and have a policy. So then there would be any.
Actually, sir, thank you.
benefits, later on.
Actually, sir, thank you so much for bringing up that suggestion, because already Vishaka has suggested that to have these separate audits for these food-based dietary guideline and FAO project. It was not happened here previously. So this from this year we will start it.
I think Professor Renuka's point about the policy on the ceiling, we are lucky now we got kind of a substantial amount.
Yeah.
But if we can have it for posterity, isn't it, Renuka? For all the projects that pay 3% or 5%, depending on the value.
Yeah.
Again, you all can sit and draft it with the pressure.
Yeah.
So, and have it out.
We can have a range like it.
Yes.
Now this Aberdeen project, no money means it's zero means, then you should not include it here.
No, but anyway, we had to because
Are you
in
going to get
accounts, no. That only thing is the in accounts in bank
are some
accounts.
expenses.
Yeah, it mentioned. So we can't remove that.
Came to the Nutrition Society was withdrawn by
Yeah.
the paper.
But whatever the amount come to the Nutrition Society accounts, we have to mention it, whether it is
Yeah.
profit or not. That's
But that's not nice to say zero.
not nice for us.
ප්‍රතිපියල් 10ක්වත් ඉතුරු කරගන්න දෙන project එකේ.
And I
That's-
think Mudit
Aberdeen projects we didn't get any.
from the Aberdeen project, there was a laptop, I think, purchased to the inventory of Nutrition Society.
Yes.
Yes, I think that's with Dr. Sanom.
Okay. All right.
Allocated for that.
Good that we could have that for the
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, and also Nandima, now when we are earning some money, it will be good
Yeah.
without absorbing everything, for various expenses. I don't know how you are doing it now, but have a separate bank account and put these down as deposits or something, some saving, because for the 50th anniversary also, you will need money. I don't know whether you have already started that or not.
No, actually, President has suggested that because already we have FD. We didn't know that actually
And Mudit,
earlier. So
Recent-
in 2005, I don't know, sir, how. Sir, 2005, sir, you are the president, no? You are the person?
Yeah, there are FDs for
FTs, yeah.
Pujita
But,
was treasurer before, after
Sir, 2005, they have started, 2004 and 2005. So we didn't know that there was a FD. But when we look at these bank slips and statements, we have seen some interest. But anyway, it's a current account, no? So then only we identified that there was a,
now it is not your fault.
Yeah.
But that is a very detrimental kind of a leading statement. Because if you are doing proper audited statements of accounts, all
that's
that
why we have
has to be in our
included.
capital.
So we have included that first
And
time.
not now, it has come. It has been in previous statements.
Yeah, no,
My-
it was not in the
my
previous
suggestion
statements.
to you is, doesn't matter, go back in history and take the 15 years from 2000 or whatever, study all the statements and summarize. Get somebody to do it. You won't have the time to do it. I know very well the time that I was secretary, I think Pujita was treasurer, Atula was treasurer. From that time or before, we have this fixed deposit.
Yes.
So if somebody doesn't know, there is a problem in our accounting system.
But it was not mentioned in the previous
So then there is a
system.
problem in the audit.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, we have not given all the facts to the auditors. And again, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
I'm not leveling a fault at anyone personally. But our systems have to be in order, right?
Now we have to identify that now.
Even my time, I was trying to find out the account details from Matula. And even when I asked from the Bank of Ceylon, they were trying to find out whether we had a.
We have a fixed deposit.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. So collectively, we are responsible. I have been president, I have been secretary. I am also responsible for the institutional memory. We are not blaming. So let's get this all in order.
Now all in order. Don't worry, because now we have record and everything.
Mudit, can you
Have you
find
found
out
fixed
which
deposit
bank
certificate?
we had the accounts earlier,
BOC.
around 2000 before
BOC,
2005?
BOC,
No. When was this account started?
2005.
This one?
Yes. No,
Right.
not this one.
there
But
are
there is-
many,
Yeah,
about
that is,
3, 4.
we had several accounts and you have to find out whether it's available here. Yeah, branch. Because the Covington branch,
In Morella branch.
Yeah.
And I was the president, and Atula was the
Treasurer.
yeah, maybe in some other branch.
I'm sorry.
Not
that
in
it
the
was not
Covington's, yeah,
communicated,
they were
but,
trying to find out.
Yeah, I think the best thing again is, now that we are putting, we are trying to clean up the constitution.
Yeah.
Get all the treasurers who are willing, even 10 years back, get everyone into one group and have a session, 2 hours, and let's discuss all this. And put it into order,
No.
because we can't have these things suddenly going out and coming in and out, right?
But it's easy if you can find out the Atule, where he is now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know Dr. Atula. Yes. Yeah.
And about the Madam President, actually the thing which was discussed by the Professor Renuka, we must actually put up some the flexible or whatever the guideline. If we go for any agreement with some whatever the organization for the project, it's better to put up some guidelines.
Yes, we will
Yes.
consider.
So that's what Renuka has been saying.
Yes. And another thing, Mudit, we thought of getting all these fixed deposits to one fixed deposit. And also during our period of council, we thought of adding more to that. And the main target, one of the main targets that we have is to have a permanent office. Per one fine day, the Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka should have a permanent office with somebody, administrative officer there to communicate and handle things. According to my knowledge, I know all the colleges and association, they were just started in a room in SLMA, and then they moved into their own places. Same thing should happen to the Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka. So that will make the life easy and the things will smoothly run. When the-
Actually, forgive me for saying this, but again, we have been
Yes,
debating,
yes, I know,
for
Visakha.
many years, and we have got 2 offers, which we need to explore. Sarvodaya has offered some premises, and a lady founding president of the All Ceylon Women's Buddhist Congress phoned me up and said, why don't you go and ask them for permanent, because they have a lot of space on Buller's Road, which is very central. Sarvodaya has a lot of buildings, and they had expressed their interest as well. So I spoke to Dr. Vinay Arirathan. He has an office that is closed up, some cooperative building on Gotami Road. So like that, we can even meet with the
Yes,
old
we
Dr.
will.
Arirathan and
Yes.
ask him. Because
Yes.
they have so many premises.
Premises,
So
unutilized sometimes.
you remember, we have a half a page
Yes,
advertisement in the
advertisement.
newsletter asking for space. So I think we need to continue.
Continue,
those dialogues,
yes.
And another thing I wanted to ask is now this, if you, I don't know whether the statement of accounts has been proposed and seconded, but after that, what are our arrangements for the 50th anniversary? What is the program? By now it's only 1 year, and also the budget. And have you set up a committee for the 50th celebrations? These are the questions.
Okay. In the first council meeting that we are going to have in February, we will have the annual activity plan as well as the plan for the 50th celebration. And we will share the plan with all the life members, and we'll welcome all of your ideas. So we will try to do a good job.
What is the date? What is the date of setup formation? 1972, when was it? I forget, it's in the document.
Actually, I couldn't find Visakha. Then
No,
that is
parliament
after that.
1985.
Yes.
Actual formation?
Actually, Visakha, I talked to Professor Narada Varnasuriya. He was one of our founder member, and he and the very initial documents. So I asked him, don't discard those, sir. Keep those. One day we will come and meet you. Like he promised to write the first bit of the history. And actually, Visakha, if you can remember, we thought of having a group meeting with all past presidents, but because of COVID-19, we couldn't do that because almost all of them are old, and we can't get them into one place and do. But we will try to do somehow or other, even by an online thing.
Yeah, online conference call, if they can't come online, let's do all the different methods and get this off. But we don't have much time. Really.
Yes.
And your video is a very good thing that you are doing, and you know.
That
scripting
is
that
a
also will-
kind of rapid thing. We will do a better.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So,
That is about so we want to propose it correct and get it correct. And who is going to propose it? Treasurer's report. Professor Eric and Malika. Then we are going to present the resolutions and discuss. First one is, who is going to? First item is a revision of membership fee.
was this resolution circulated 2 weeks before?
1 month before,
Oh, 1 month
Visakha.
before, sorry.
Yes.
I don't know.
And we uploaded those to the website as well 1 month before. Actually, we thought of reducing this because we are getting less and less life members to the society. That is one reason we thought of
Normally,
reducing.
of course, again, 8,000 is not reasonable, as you say. But normally, we don't reduce. Every society slowly or surely increases.
In the guise of the 50th anniversary, you can say that
You are offering a
Special
discount.
Yeah, special discount. 50th
Uh-huh.
anniversary special discount.
I think you can keep
No,
that
we
part.
don't. reduce.
Okay. Then we will keep this, and there we will have a special promotion.
Keep this is the past one, 8,000.
8,000, just keep 8,000 and then
Offer.
say 5,000 if you take this membership this year,
Uh-huh.
anniversary year.
Okay. That opportunity
Next year.
next year,
Yeah.
end of next
Yeah, and the next
December,
year?
2020. Yes.
next
Okay.
AGM.
Next. Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
The next one.
March.
Okay then. That is finished. Yeah.
So then it's not reduced forever, Chandima. Chandima, it's not reduced. Be very careful with the wording.
Hmm.
So it will go back to 8,000 after that.
Okay. Okay.
Providing discount.
Discount.
You can review it on the next AGM with the still
Oh.
those that the celebration started with starting a discount.
Now we have Nara, here or that.
Then next one. Discount this one. Chandamani.
Life membership 5,000, annual membership 2,000, student membership 1,000. The one we have presented.
Student members are also annual.
Annual.
Yes.
Then how many of the have you done an analysis? How many of the student members now have got their proper membership?
No, we haven't done actually.
Yeah, do the analysis.
Other thing is, if they keep on now, is there a way for the annual members to provide a balance and get it to the life member or continuously if they go on for a period, after 5 years or something like that, whether they can automatically become a life member if they do it
Yeah.
without defaulting. Something like that, because I mean, especially now with this period, life financial hardships are there. And I mean, then it is a way where you can keep them, but annually they are renewing. And then ultimately they also get a benefit rather than just going that. Maybe you, if you have 8,000, okay, you say 10 years, they either be annual members or have some sort of topping up scheme. So that I think would help.
You can actually tell them pay your way as students to your life membership. Some campaign has to be there.
1,000 rupees a month, year for a student is quite okay, but provided that after some time, they what they invest is get accumulated,
Yes.
and then cumulatively they would be able to. So we had to work out a scheme, just something based on.
Thank you, sir. Then item B, corporate membership criteria revision. You can
This is the corporate membership that what we have revised. Corporate membership of Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka. Institution, companies and organization that is involved in food processing, research and nutrition and health related services demonstrate the highest level of commitment to the improvements of the food and nutrition will be recognized as the substantial partner of the Nutrition Society of Sri Lanka, the corporate member of NSSL. This will facilitate in fulfilling its mission to be the leading professional body dedicated to improve the health and well-being of Sri Lanka. These are the membership criteria. The corporate members need to fulfill the following criteria. Be involved in business of production, manufacture of processed food, engage in related research, food service, hospitality and or any other health and nutrition related activities. Demonstrate evidence on its reputation for being consistently engaged in producing healthy food adhering to the national and international standards. Be a existence for a minimum of 3 years. Show willingness to work in collaboration with the NSSL to uplift the health and nutrition of public. Understand that corporate members will not be eligible for voting at the annual general meeting. These are the membership criteria to be a member of NSSL. These are the membership benefit for the corporate members. Recognized as a substantial partner of NSSL, able to participate in annual scientific sessions of NSSL, workshop training programs and other relevant events as concession rate determined by the society, offer technical or expertise advices as and when required at a concessional rates determined by the society, given the priority to sponsor educational programs, annual scientific sessions of the NSSL and the workshop organized by the NSSL, offered opportunity to participate in the event conducted by the NSSL, be invited appropriately for roundtable discussions with the stakeholders on industry-related issues. Membership fee, annual membership fee, 30,000.
Right. Now, you all have somewhere that is ethical production, ethical processing, right? Yeah. Now, what would constitute ethical? You need to also define that. Now, I mean, somebody can argue. International Nutrition Congress sponsored by Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola, really. I mean, they have those sponsors. Then I think some contribution was given by palm oil company. Again, I'm not arguing about that, you know, but I mean, we are not being critical of the palm oil company, but what is this ethical product? What's the ethical process? Again, we don't expect an answer here and now. It's a tough question. But I think those little loose ends have to be tied up. And I think when we drafted, and it was there, partially, I don't know, Chandima, whether you all used that draft, the earlier one, we said that anytime a corporate member applies for membership, that there should be an interview. Interview එක තියෙනවද මම දන්නේ නැහැ. Okay.
Procedure we haven't mentioned. I just stopped
Okay.
from the
Okay.
membership fee.
Okay.
Procedure. The completed application should be submitted to the joint secretary with a copy to the president with the evidence of payment. Application can be downloaded from NSSL website. The decision of enrolling will be made after an interview of the officials of the said institution, company, organization with the council appointed committee of NSSL.
Okay. And also now branding and all that, there's another guideline we have now. During the time of Angela, ethical or whatever public-private partnership guidance document. I think it was on the website also. So this has to tally with that one also. It has to be linked.
Another thing, Vishaka, that is, we put special note there. Special permission need to be obtained from the council of the NSSL to use NSSL logo and its membership in the health promotion activities or events organized by the corporate member.
Sandamali, back to Vishaka's query on ethical how ethical is, how to define. That's very vague, and it's very difficult to define black and white, and better not to specify anything in black and white, something that is acceptable to the council.
Yeah.
So council has a right to decide whether it is ethical or not.
Yeah, if not, there'll be another fight.
Exactly.
By the companies who apply.
Exactly.
To say, who
Yeah.
are you to say that we are not ethical or we are ethical?
Yeah. We will keep it as a black box. That's it.
And at the end of the day, all the colleges